Clash of Clans podcast, OG, episode 35.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.
And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We have a very special, spooky, I don't know where this came from, episode for you tonight, featuring the one, the only, the Phantom Warlord.
Hey, Scotty.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back to the podcast. It has been a little while.
It's been
Since-
9 years. Yeah.
Just that long, huh?
Yeah, just 9 years, yeah.
And I suppose you have a maxed base by now.
Yeah. I almost did before, not heroes, but I almost had one before, but no, nowhere near.
When were you almost
Not now.
maxed?
Oh, it went back at the Town Hall 10 era.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
But I had most of my research done back then, but yeah, the heroes weren't even close to it.
Oh, we're gonna get into that for sure. We have a lot of old OG stuff to talk about. I don't even know where we're gonna go with this episode, but if you haven't heard of the Phantom Warlord, that's because he doesn't want you to know about him. And the Phantom Warlord used to be everywhere and nowhere at once in the House of L and lead infamous spying missions, infiltration into other clans, and lots of crazy adventures from back in the day. Do you miss those old times?
I do. I can't see how I could do them now because the game has changed so much.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because we were kind of talking about it in the chat, and I had a little funny comment. I'll try to pull up here while we're talking. And I was thinking, yeah, what would happen if you do go over and try to spy on somebody or you went and looked for it? Because even on like war days, people will request to invite, to join. And I go, my first reaction is no, because it could be a spy. But is it a thing anymore? I wonder.
I have no idea. I don't remember the year. Dirty Pirate could help me out with that if he ever comes back on here. I joined L again back in I'd say 2017, 2018, and got into L and immediately got my second account into the War Opponent and started bragging about it. And they whoever the leader was at the time, and I took a screenshot of one person's name, but I don't know that was who the leader was. It's not a name I recognized. They weren't happy with me at all. They started saying that, oh, you can't do that. And they track this stuff now. They know if your account's ever been in here and we're going to get blasted and all this other stuff. And I told them basically, calm down. I'm the Phantom Warlord. You don't know who I am. And they,
I was never here.
And the pirate was like, no, man, keep it calm. And I started talking shit like Denzel was at the end of Training Day. Like, I'm King Kong up in this month. And anyway, it didn't last long. I got kicked out. So.
Well, and back in the day, you would go over to those other clans. Again, this is one now that I'm remembering. It's like, it's all just coming back to me. You'd go over, and when they would request war troops, you would throw in, because back in the day, you had to, like, there was no one gem. There was like, was it gem donations?
No,
but
there
it was
gem.
Resources that cost money to to build
If
troops, and
and if
then
you wanted to dump troops or dump a spell, you would go into the goblin map and drop something in there unless you wanted to break your shield and go out into the wild and
yeah,
go and drop the troops out there. And it was
that's
not
right.
and it was a you had your 12-hour shield, and you would lose the entire 12-hour shield if you wouldn't attack anybody. There was no cooldown thing. And so
Oh,
and there was a when we recorded in July of 2015, I was complaining because they had just updated the thing that showed you on the attack screen that, okay, here's what's in your clan castle, because these people would request troops and it
yeah.
wouldn't tell them what was in their clan castle. They would just assume it was
Oh,
what they had requested, unless they were sitting there watching it as it went through. And I would go and spam them. My favorite thing was the healers, wall breakers, and goblin, or not goblin, the healers, wall breakers, and there's one of the troop, because none of them complimented the other one. They didn't do anything for the others at all. And I would
so,
just spam them with those type of things there just to mess them up.
so for Uncle Scotty's got a little story for you. And you know what? I completely forgot about this. So if you're new to Clash, uh, you might never have experienced it where, and this is mind blowing that I didn't remember this, that you couldn't delete troops,
No.
right, from your castle. So you would have to go out and, like you said, go to the goblin map, drop
Hmm.
it, or break your shield. And at that point, it costs resources to build your army. It costs,
Hmm. You had to wait 20 minutes to get a new troop request because there was no clan. There was no your clan wasn't advanced and promoted to where you could give higher troops, or where you could the
oh,
cooldown.
yeah.
It's basically the cooldown if you were just started your own brand new clan up, where you got to wait the 20 minutes before you could request new troops again. So it messed with their timing as well.
Yeah. Wow. So we were engaged in sabotage and, but I think about that stuff and I remember people whining about it.
Hmm.
I think that is all, and I think you and I have had this conversation many times. That is all part of war,
Oh yeah.
especially,
Oh yeah.
in the old days. That was a part of war. Uh, you got to play all sides of it. And frankly, I think you were the best at doing that. So
I,
where are you at now in the game?
um, very very low, as far as just came back to the game and they automatically advanced me. I don't know if I clicked on something or what, but they I don't know if I clicked on something, but my heroes got shot up to like level 50. Um,
No way.
the king and the queen, yeah, because I don't have a picture of what they were before I left,
You
but
know
I come
what? I
back
wonder
and
if that happened to mine too.
I came back and they, because I was a town hall 11 at the time, and they were now 50-50, and the warden was a 20. So, and the craziest thing
I
that I
wonder
could,
if that
if
happened to me
there's
too.
the craziest thing, if there's any of the other OGs out there listening, is that as of right now, today, I've got 5 heroes upgrading on my base right now. One on the builder base, and then all 4 on the
Oh,
regular base.
wow.
And that's some shit you could not do back.
Oh my God. There is so much. Oh,
Yeah.
the hardships we endured.
Well, I,
It,
I took a screenshot of it. Just I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. But upgrading the queen, like to go to level 12, it was a 7-day upgrade.
yeah. And what was the sleep time on that too?
Oh,
Like,
when she had so at least 4 hours to get her back to full health, I think.
yeah. And that was down from like the original, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Like,
The original was like 12 hours or something horrible.
yeah, that
So
was. So when did you start playing again?
I got online. I don't know what got into me, but it was um sometime in early June, and I just got on there, and I deleted the app for a while, and I was like, let me just go see what's going on in this thing again. And so I downloaded it and went back into it, and then within minutes I had a damn invite from you. I was like, how the hell?
No way.
Yeah. So that when I first got back on it, I was just looking around like, what the hell's going on here? Trying to figure out, because
Yeah.
everything is so different now with all these different troops, all these other
Hmm.
different things going on. And yeah, it was,
I
it
remember that
was,
day too, because I think I looked, I don't go through the player list very often. And I looked
mhm,
over and I saw you had a badge.
yeah.
And I thought, oh, maybe I missed it that he was back playing. So that
Mhm.
must have been, that was right when I invited you, huh?
Yeah. So it was, I think it was like a Sunday, and I was bored that night, and yeah, I went online and back into it, and there was that invite from you, so I jumped over. So I've been learning as I've been watching you guys play, and I'm still lost as shit. Just my family's in the process of a move and everything like that, so I haven't had a chance to sit down and get back into it the way I used to.
So what was the
So
first thing that like stood out to you?
well, watching you guys attack, and looking at this shit, and I'm like, "What the hell are these troops? Where are these pets? What is all this other shit going on here?" It didn't make any sense. What is this fourth hero thing? What is and just trying to figure out what's what, and then
Into
the
where to
hero
find
equipment.
things anymore.
Yeah, the hero equipment, and not knowing where that stuff was. Your co-host Tip has been extremely helpful listening to him. I went back and started listening to you guys from your episode one, and it's been great helping me upgrade. But I constantly go into his YouTube channel and checking out to see if I'm what's the latest and greatest as far as you guys are talking about this like rocket spear. Okay, should I be upgrading this or should I go buy this? And all those other things like that. So
Is it just me or does it seem like it's like it just changes faster? And I
it
agree with you
changes. It
100%
changes.
on Tip. And I will just say, by the way, that if you're expecting any advice tonight, well, you can get advice today on the podcast, I guess. But with Tip's not here today. So um you're probably you're probably just take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, carry on. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. They should know that. So um, the train of thought is completely gone now. But
Yep.
yeah, just seeing your guys' war attacks, and I can't even follow it because I don't know what's going on. And just trying to say, okay, oh, I'm going to go and upgrade this. I'm going to go and upgrade this. And I've liked your guys' advice as far as the different like upgrade orders and stuff like that. And it's more important to get those heroes up because of how much damage they can do. And I'm listening to you. I'm up to episode 21 now, and hearing you talk with that warden and how you're getting those 3 stars now and stuff like that. With it, where I'm at listening to the podcast, um, I'm seeing how awesome he has become because
Yeah.
back in our day, he was pretty useless. He did a little bit, but he couldn't do too much.
Yeah, he
So
just was like kind of an add-on. Um
yeah.
and I don't know if there's like more to it too. I came back in December and following Tip's advice and talking to everybody. It's like I'm kind of seeing a whole different side of the game. And
Hmm.
I'm kind of wondering what your first attacks were like.
Well, my first attacks are just like my attacks right now. I'm still doing the same dumb shit with goblins and balloons.
Okay,
And
okay.
I finally dropped the balloons, and I'm using Yetis now. I like them a lot. And I'm just doing with all my heroes down. I've thrown in a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s with it, with the Yetis, and with healers, and just going in there and collecting the treasure chest thing that's going on right now, and
Yeah,
collecting those. And
those heroes go fast, way faster than they used to, it seems like.
and I didn't spend money on the game before, and but the monthly, um,
Like the season
uh,
pass.
the season pass. I've been getting that, and it's been great as far as all the timers that they kill for you and all the other things that you get from it. It's they lowering your training times down, lowering your upgrade times down. You can constantly have all five, or as I learned from listening to you guys going through those episodes, six builder, which I'm trying to still get to now.
Yeah, that
Um,
was a game changer.
yeah. So
Because
for the old people that that listened with us, and yeah, I'm calling you old.
Yeah.
The not you, but everybody else. The old people that used to
Yeah, I
play
was
with
in a
us.
time machine the entire
The
time.
Yep, the game is actually really really good now. I'm shocked because I would bounce back in, play for a couple of months, look, and I would send pictures to my son saying, "Hey, look how much I stole here. The game's changed a little bit." But now I was actually talking to him about it over the phone, saying, "Hey, man, this shit is it's actually gotten really good again."
So what do you
So
think it is? Like what because I agree. I think like
I'm
people talk about like the money, the cost or like money grab stuff, but I really feel like back in the day it was, pretty it wasn't a money grab, but it just seemed
mhm.
like it seems to me like I'm kind of getting more for that $5 or $10 that I would
Well,
have put in.
you and I have no idea how much Lethal Weapon spent or how much Dirty Pirates spent on the upgrading their heroes and everything to max. When
Yeah.
that stuff came out, we have no idea how much they spent, and I think they spent a ton. And there's just no way I couldn't afford it, and there's just no
No.
way I could. I would.
And
I don't think I would have done it if I could afford it, but it was just there was just no way I could have done it. But I'm just saying I am not the one thing that's different with me to you as far as it coming back. I am not playing the multiplayer game at all. I'll go on and I'll make my jokes like I used to every now and then on the chat, but I haven't done a single war. I haven't done any of those monthly war things at all. So
but do you do the just the daily like raids?
yeah, the raids with you guys over the weekends. Yeah, I do those. Those are fun. I had a good little strategy going, but something must have changed because my little Pika giant wizard thing didn't work that good this last weekend or the weekend before. And then the other thing, the clan games, I love those. And I've heard you guys bitching about the builder base stuff. I actually like the builder base,
Maximus loves it too.
and it's I have fun with it. It's
What
cool
do
how
you
you
like
can just
about
go.
it?
Well, you can go in there and just drop a troop and exit, and then you get your after you got to wait like sometimes 5 10 minutes, and you get the elixir from just going in there to do the attack. They go and they fill up your little collector thing. So you just go drop a troop, leave, drop a troop, leave, just keep going and do next match. And then your thing at the top up by the boat will fill up completely with elixir. And then um, I saw, I think it was Space, say that he had upgraded his, or he'd collected 1 million elixir in like less than 10 minutes. And that's exactly how you do it.
No
So
way.
yeah. You just go in there, you drop a troop, and you'll get the defense. So you'll get at least a little bit of elixir, like the 13,000 or whatever level you're at, and
Oh,
or 1,300, I should say. Maybe it's that. I don't remember.
well, I
But
did it
yeah,
the hard
that's
way.
yeah. You don't have to go in there and win the matches and collect the 6 stars. You just drop a troop. Now you won't get the gold that way, so you got to get your gold the other way. And it's I
Were
like it.
you around when the builder base came out?
I think so.
That's what I'm trying to remember too. I remember it like being there.
hmm I remember it being there, but I remember yeah, it was there, and then I didn't like it because you had to go in there and attack, and you had to beat your opponent in order to get rewarded with anything. And if you didn't beat your opponent, I don't think you got elixir, and you didn't get gold. It was a lot harder back then to try to build that thing up. The way they've made it now, like what Tip has said about it being, if it was its own app, honestly, I like it.
Do you play for trophies though? Or are
No,
you
no,
no,
no.
you just
I'm
like
in
the
the no, I go up to about 2,000, and then I just do goblin stuff where I go in there and just rob collectors, and that sometimes comes into with the clan games, whatever, where it says steal 800,000 elixir within an hour, and I've got it done within 5 minutes most of the time. So just one base to the next, and just go in there with goblins,
and you're
and then
focusing on your machines.
yeah. Well, no, I bounce back over to the other stuff. I bounce back over to the main game, not the builder base thing.
Oh, but you're working on your heroes over there, like the
Oh, and in the builder base, yeah, because of that fifth hero thing, I still have to go back up there and look it up as far as because I'm not at the town hall level for it yet.
oh,
But
okay.
I've got the mortar going up right now. So for the people if you're thinking about coming back, you get a 6 builder if you build up your builder base enough, and you got to get your mortar up high enough. You got to get your heroes up high enough on the builder base, and there's 2 heroes over there, so it's a lot of upgrade times. Um, and so I've got one of the heroes going up right now, and I've got the mortar going up so that I can upgrade the mortar on the main base
It went
afterwards.
really fast once I got close to that. Like, I was surprised because I thought I was really, really far behind.
Mm-hmm.
But they leveled my heroes up over there. That's the one I noticed. Like,
Oh,
because I don't think
did,
I had the copter. Like, there was no battle copter when I got there, so I think it was
well,
like
you
level
were a lot
15.
further than you were a lot further than I was because I didn't even have the. I had to get the first hero.
Oh, you didn't have it.
I didn't have him either. No,
So they didn't give it to you when
no.
you came back.
I think my builder base might have been lower.
Oh,
So
weird.
because I didn't like it. I wasn't playing it before. That's what I'm saying. It's fun
Y-
now. It's good now.
Very nice. Are you thinking about warring?
I am, and I was planning on doing that thing that you guys do at the beginning of the month.
Oh, like the
I was gonna send,
CWL?
yeah, the CWL. But I haven't. I was planning on doing it this month here, but I'm not with us. We just got pictures taken of our house yesterday, and we should be on the market on Thursday of this week.
And then
So,
you are cross
and
country.
then we're driving across country and getting the hell out of Washington State.
I really feel
So,
like the war part of it has gotten much better. Like that was fun, before, and had a good time with it. But it kind of seems like it was so separate
mhm.
because of the troop costs and everything. And so now it's like I go in and I farm just with my war army so I can
Yeah,
practice it constantly.
yeah, and I've heard you talking about that, and that's the fun part about the game now too, where you can afford time wise as well as
Yeah.
cost wise. It's so much easier if you want to take in 30 golems or however big your base is. You go in there and just farm with them just to be a dumbass. You can do that, and it doesn't cost you like every bit of elixir you have.
Yeah, and I
So
think so. I think like training, like it was like a go wee
it was,
wee golem witch wizard army was first of all the golems were half an hour to train if I
yeah.
remember right.
I remember 45 minutes for the P.E.K.K.A. Or
45
no, you're
minutes.
talking. You know,
Oh,
you're saying go wee wee, not the go
it,
wipe that I used to use. But
Pekka
yeah,
was 45.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and when it was first started playing, I was the dumbass, and I went up to town hall not or 8 right from the get go because I wanted to be the best. So I just wanted to get Pekkas and mass attack with those, and those things took 2 hours a piece to train. And yeah, that was back in the 2012 time, 2013 time,
So like if
and
you wanted to practice, yeah.
yeah. So, but um, the game has changed so much, and I like it a lot now. And the the reason I haven't gotten back into the warring is the warring thing. It just seemed like that was where all the drama came in.
Yeah.
My original clan that I was with, people I had played with for a couple of years, and I'm kicking out my buddies because they sucked at war. And I look back on it and I'm like, why did I do that shit? And all the drama that was caused because of wars and the bickering back and forth between the different
Inner
brother and sister clans that we had and all the stuff like that. And um, so,
it's it's amazing how much drama can come about from grown men and women.
mhm.
Um Twitter fights and stuff like that. Like all those the the rivalries and everything. Uh
We played with some pretty ridiculous people though too. So
yeah, some real characters. Uh
yeah,
I, but I don't see a lot of those people around anymore
no,
for the most part.
I yeah, I've gone on and searched a couple of the people that caused problems in the past, and yep, just glad that things are the way they are. So
And
yep.
and when did you leave? You were
Well,
Town Hall 10, you said, or Town Hall
I,
11?
I was Town Hall 10. The Boneyard told me I was the worst thing that ever happened to Clash of Clans. So I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. I quit. And so and then found out a few
That's a pretty
years
good
later when
comp.
I came back, found out a few years later when I came back, one of the times I came back, he had said the exact same thing to Dirty Pirate. And Dirty Pirate and I shared the pictures of him calling us the worst thing that's ever happened to Clash of Clans. So that was kind of funny.
Wow.
And I'm kidding about leaving because of that.
No.
But no,
Yeah, I was like,
I had
but
quit then, and then I came back. When Town Hall 11 came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go try this and get this thing going again. And I I couldn't keep up with the other guys in the clan. I didn't feel like I was able to do too much anymore. And I just my warring ability was never my strong suit. My
it was.
being a sneaky asshole, going in and messing and
Mhm.
disturbing the other clan, that was my strength. And I look back on the times when I was warring with you, and I think I would have made your wars a lot easier had I have kept like a Town Hall 7 or 8 in there and used my big accounts to go and spy.
Well, to be honest, uh, like it would have been better if I would have used my Town Hall 7 and spy. Like I was not a great attacker
Hmm.
back then. I was good at getting like a guaranteed 2-star
Hmm.
and stuff like that, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's like the game mechanics or like how things are situated, or maybe if it's just talking to Tip and it's probably a combination of all of them. Uh, but it's like uh, I'm seeing it more for some reason, or like there's like the funnel. Like I don't know, I never got the funnel before, I guess,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I don't know if it's because again we're like we were at different town hall levels and stuff like that, but
We the one I was
it
on the
was
in the car ride today with my daughter, and I was making her listen to our old podcast from back in 2015, and um, the I was complaining about how I got 3-starred, and you had brought up that you would watch that attack and you saw how the guy used his hero to take out 25% of the base. That guy was way ahead of our time back in
yeah.
2015, and so and
Do
we
you think
were
that's what it is? Is that
yeah,
people
yeah.
just learned the game in
They,
a
he
different way?
he learned it faster than we did for sure. So he must have been listening to Tip Dog back then.
Yeah, and exactly, and maybe it was we thought the heroes were different, but it wasn't like we weren't in
The
the
hero
big
upgrade
war
was 7.
community.
Yeah,
It
the
wasn't
hero
like we
upgrade.
were around bad attackers. Like we were with top class attackers and stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. It was well, us upgrading our heroes. Unless you wanted to gem them done, it was 7 days to get it upgraded. So you got 3 or 4 wars that you're missing in there with your heroes if you're going to upgrade one level. So
Yeah, and
it
it
was.
wasn't like weren't doing stuff either all that
Mhm.
time, with the
Yeah.
upgrades and
Yep. So one thing I did come back in it was 2016 time period. And I decided I listened to Illness every now and then, and it was I think it was the episode he was talking to you, and he was talking about having a uh, like a Town Hall 8 or 9, and he was doing the no defenses at all, just the one cannon,
oh, the
and
defenseless accounts.
yeah. So I made about 12 accounts, and all of them were like that. I got one up to a Town Hall 9, and that was a pain in the ass to do back in 2016.
Because you would
And
have to you wouldn't
it
have
had
anything to protect your resources, right?
no, well, I had maxed what's it called, Teslas on that account. So
Oh,
um, I had maxed
wow.
Teslas on that one. Every other base had nothing on it. There was no walls. There was no nothing. And some of them I got stupid with, where like one account was nothing but walls, and
I
it
rem
had and but I made a war clan with it. Um, it's called the Many Faced God, and if you were to
Ooh.
go in, if you were to, because Game of Thrones was big back then too,
Oh, yeah.
and or at least the original one was, and I went I went 49-0 attack going and doing this stuff because you could back then you could also like from my max account I could go give the fully upgraded balloons to these lower accounts, and they would go in there with these balloons and just wipe
Oh.
out these other bases. Because every base I had was weighed at like a Town Hall 6, so it wasn't. It's just nothing to brag about. I was just being a jerk to these other clans, and I did some Phantom Warlord shit back then too, to where if they irritated me, of course I would jump over and go spy on them as well, and I'd put my biggest accounts in these clans, sometimes both of them, and then the ones that I really didn't like, I would join their next war with them too, and then immediately, Megatron and Massive Hammer would be
Oh
attacking.
yeah.
They would be attacking their 30th and their 29th base at the beginning. So they're now their number one and number two are now attacking the absolute worst ones. So I was getting my free stars to go towards my gem thing, but
Oh, I remember this. It's like, as you're saying it, it's all coming back to me. And I'm
yeah,
thinking, I bet I remember you sharing those text messages or those pictures of like the
mm,
chat
yeah.
before you did that. Why
And
did, sorry, what were you say?
I don't know. Go ahead with your question.
Why did Boneyard say that about you, by the way?
I oh, I annoyed him. I think honestly, I think he wanted. I didn't like having to be on the fence for the L in Zod War at all, and where I had two accounts in both clans, and I was with you, and I couldn't.
Oh,
I didn't want to do the spying stuff. I didn't want to do any of the other stuff. And he was playing dirty during the war. He brags about how they won, but he was going in there throwing in the lower crappy troops with his lower account at our people. He was
oh
also
yeah.
trying to convince people to go. He's like, hey, if you got bad troops, just go into the war attack map and drop them off in there, and then you can come back. You get an extra attack if you do that. He was trying to be me during the Zod and El war, and
Oh yeah.
during that one there, I did not want to do any bad stuff to either side because it's like I can affect this way too much if I do anything, and I didn't want to do that. And I just I
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't think I liked Boneyard a lot. I thought he was funny. I liked his jokes. I still every time I see
Yeah.
um, extravaganza, just the extravaganza word, I think of him. Um, and
Extravaganza.
it's always stuck with me. But no, I like the guy. The whole stupid guy that he had in his clan, that whole thing back and forth. I think that guy got in his head too much, honestly. So
Yeah, and kind of there was a lot of like competition like between Zod and L, and
mhm,
especially at that time, like when it was uh like when we were, I think that like that was the first war, right? Because we couldn't arrange matches when we
yeah,
first started. So what you'd have to do was press the button
at the same time, and then all of a
and
sudden,
hope.
yeah.
Like, and so people would spend all day or like a week trying to put together weights and find out people's
Well, even but
upgrades.
that time there though, we weren't doing that at all. We didn't even know
Yeah.
about that shit. We were just you and Boneyard would hit the button at the same time.
I think it was like the third war or
Yeah.
something since Clan War started. And that really kind of took off. It kind of probably started inter clan feud that
Hmm.
kind of continued on. Although
Yeah.
like even just the names probably are gonna make it in some ways like little and I remember you being uh really kind of on the fence uh
Yep.
and kind of trying to stay out of things at that time. And it's always so
Yep.
hard with
With that one there, I mean, it was me, you, and Boneyard that all had accounts in both clans, and probably Sister Pringle. Because what the hell was
yeah.
that thing? I mean, one of my accounts from the Many Faith God is called Sister Pringle. I did that just to mess with Mailman, and I put it in his clan.
Oh my god, awesome.
So, but have you talked to Boneyard since, or did you guys have a major falling out, or
Yeah, we just kind of
is there? I know there was a lady Boneyard. Is there any
I
baby
have
Boneyards or teenage Boneyards running around, or
I have no idea.
no kidding?
It would be good to connect with him
Hmm.
one day, but yeah, kind of just we just had a kind of falling out, and then it just didn't get, not like resolved, but like it just didn't go any further after that.
Gotcha.
And so it was kind of, I think there was a lot of like misunderstandings on like probably both sides, of
Well,
course,
with the one
but
guy, I was telling my daughter that in that last episode we recorded, I used an acronym for his name. Forgot what it was
yeah, I
called,
can't
but
remember.
it was
Did you say it in the car when I was talking to you? I don't know if you.
no, not that. It was
Oh,
yeah. We went to the base over here today, and then came back. And on the way back, I had her listening to it, but can't think of the damn acronym. But it was for Brock, and if you go back and listen to that episode, it's in there. You'll hear something about the I don't remember what the B was, but it was retarded. Um, I can't remember what the O was for, but clan killing, X modder was like the thing there that I was doing for the acronym. I don't think you ever asked me what the acronym was or why I was calling it that. Um, anyways, so I think I snuck that one in there on you. Um, but yeah, that dude, he would create fake line accounts and would make these posts. And I was trying to explain to Boneyard, I was like, look, I was like, here's my chat with you, and he's fake this chat here. And it's like, that's not me. He's made an account that looks just like my account online because you could do that.
oh
So
yeah.
he wasn't in the Azad El war. I don't know where he came from, but that dude caused way too many damn problems. So
Yeah, there was a couple little things that happened too that was like, yeah, now that you kind of mention it that way, it's like
yeah, I
there's
think
also
that's where the falling out between you and Boneyard happened was because of that guy.
yeah,
So
yeah, and it's really too bad. I mean, and who
mhm.
knows,
Yeah.
you never know. Like maybe, but it's kind of a wonder that I haven't run into him like in town, all the
Okay.
time. It's
So
not, we live like
you
2 miles away from each other, or three
oh
miles
no
away from
shit.
each other,
Wow.
probably. I
Wow.
mean, you'd imagine we'd shop at the same stores,
Yeah, sure.
but I don't like to
Sure.
leave the house these days. I just clash. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, speaking of other old co-hosts, whatever happened with Boaz?
Boaz, nothing really, except I think there was some drama some places at the end, and we
Mm-hmm.
just didn't record anymore. And I
Okay.
think what was
Okay.
happening at the time, in fact, I was talking to him this spring.
Oh, no
But
kidding.
at the time it was just he was doing things with Jake, right? Like
Yeah.
Jake from One
Yeah.
Hive, and kind of getting into the war log and kind of going that route. And you know me, I've never really been like this. I don't like to be
He
like
was
elite,
yeah, he wanted to
top
be an elite.
down.
Yep. He wanted to be an elite player, and the rest of us, yeah, we weren't ready for that. And because I've always felt bad about the things I said about him on one of the times we recorded because I was just making fun of him on that. And it's just I went back and I was looking and seeing that stuff as far as the elite stuff with him and wanting to be that. And who knows? Shame on us for not supporting him to try to be like that. And, shame on him for being like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
mean
I
that's the
liked him.
thing, right? You look
I
at it and
liked
it's
him.
like the story is always like, you look at it then and it's kind of one thing, and now it's like a whole different thing.
Yeah,
Um
exactly.
and it was, and with him and I, like I don't remember, like we never really had a falling out or anything like that. It was
Okay.
just he kind of was like doing the war log. He had a kid, and and you're right, it was like
Hmm.
um good for him to, go that direction. I've always just
Do you know if he's still playing
I
or not?
never liked when people like talk down to play, and it's not saying that he did that, but
Yeah.
some of the elite players in that group, I didn't really want to like hang out with them very much because
Yeah.
that's the way it went. But
I got messages from some of them saying stuff that he was saying, and that's why I did the things that I did. I feel bad because he's the one who gave me the damn nickname, and I love the
oh,
nickname.
the Phantom Warlord.
Yeah, he's the one who named me. So yeah, I appreciate him. I really do.
Yeah,
Do
in
you know if
fact,
he's still playing or not?
um, he isn't. He was maybe
Okay.
gonna pop back on, but when I started up the podcast, I was putting up all the old episodes, and I still have some that I have to get put up, and there might be even somewhere some episodes that just never made it because of some sound things. I
Hmm.
don't know. I'm like trying to recreate it. There's some computer things. Anyways,
Okay.
hard drives. And he was gonna come on, and then he was on vacation, and he was gonna come talk about the old times, and I think he just kind of was like, you know what, everything is good. Um, you know how it
Hmm.
is. You don't want to get bit by the bug, right?
Yep.
Like, uh, and I kind of was a little nervous about that, but he helped me get some of those old episodes, and we chatted about where we're at
No kidding.
with
That's
things. Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
there was probably 10 episodes or so that he gave me with the Boaz Presents. I'm actually looking for some I think I'm missing a couple Boaz Presents. I always had a but I was putting those up and I'm thinking, we did, 20, 30 episodes together,
Well,
if not more
that's
when you count the other ones.
yeah. Well, back then though, and that's the thing that I don't think any of the new guys know is back then there was no Clash Wiki. There was nothing as far as explain to you what the hell's going on. Even YouTube didn't have hardly any videos up there, and it was
Very specialized, like, yeah.
yeah. I had just gotten rid of my Sirius radio and discovered an old thing I used to listen to back in the Maryland area. That they had a podcast, and I was like, I wonder if there's a Clash of Clans podcast, and that's how I stumbled upon you guys. And you were the only ones talking about the stuff. Some of the stuff you guys said was ridiculous and was way off. I was like, oh, that shit's never going to work. And
Yeah.
then, but then all the other
I,
stuff I started learning from you guys. And
I think we
so,
made it. We did pretty good because we were the only ones at
yep,
first. And we're just, nerds learning, and
exactly.
not, I don't think we've ever said we're here to like, we're going to definitively tell you what to do, but hey, come hang out with
Yep.
us or come on the journey a little bit. And, sitting here now with you, it's like, it's been wild. 9 years since our last episode. And then the years before that when we were
Hmm.
doing it. And
Yep.
like with Boaz, while we did that many together, and it just is like kind of blended into like kind of life, but you don't
Hmm.
until you go back and look at that stuff. Like even episodes with you, I'm like, I think there were, this many or whatever, but
Yep.
um yeah, it's really wild to, think about some of those
Yeah.
times.
Where did the podcast go? Because they got taken down.
It
With
I don't I thought that the stuff would stay up,
okay.
and so, like, the account went down, but I kept the website,
Okay.
but something happened, and then it was, like, gonna have to rebuild it, but I
Oh.
never let the website go, because I wanted to come back, at least for a couple episodes, and to get everything reposted, and then the pandemic happened, and jobs, and
Hmm.
life, and all that, and so it was finally, um, in the last year, I was starting to think I need to really get those things up, and then I
Right.
popped on saying, "Hey, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna get in,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna war. I was in Mailman's clan. And it was
Uh-huh.
just me and Maximus and a bunch of mailmans, the post office, and
Yeah.
started collecting, playing for a
Was
few
Maximus
days.
playing during the whole time, or was he gone too?
Yeah, I think he was like, I think he was logging in and collecting a
Okay.
little bit because he's up there a little bit higher than me,
Okay.
uh, than I am, I should say. But then then it was Tip. Tip was just like that. Tip would like, hey, uh, saw me because I went over to try to get into the House of Elk. and it was really like quiet. It was there was, I don't know, maybe 20 people in there, but nobody had shields.
Oh,
And so I
jeez.
requested and I requested, and I had checked in, you know, and it must have been I just hadn't checked in since like the pandemic, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because I'd look in on Discord. Oh yeah, still vibrant. Things are going. You know, it seems like
Okay.
everything's fine. And and so when we got back, we went over uh to Tip's clan for a little bit. Then we went and visited El Relaxed, but they only wore once a week, and so I wanted equipment, and so we went.
Mm-hmm.
Murr and DMAX had accounts in House of L, and once we went in there, people kind of started joining. So
Okay.
Tip was there and DMAX, and so we started really small wars,
Mm-hmm.
and then and it was crazy. So like, imagine you're like you come into the House of L and it's just quiet,
Yep.
you know, from the old days where it's just like
It
chat
was constant.
constant, like
Yeah.
stuff was popping off all the time,
Yep.
and
And, well, you go in there now and you see like 64 unread messages if you've been off for an hour or 2 hours.
yeah,
And
and at first it will, but you see Bomba Jarhead is there, all
mm-hmm.
these people, so it's like you're kind of walking among you know, like kings, you know, you're kind of
Mm-hmm.
creeping through this cathedral, and then that clan cap
It's pronounced Bama, by the way.
Bama. I
Bama
I
Jarhead.
I've been saying it. You know what? I know that because I watched a documentary, and I thought to myself, I've been saying his name wrong for however many years. So all the kings are asleep. They
Uh-huh.
could wake up anytime.
Yep.
And the clan capital was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the House of L. It was just standing there and it was kind of like in the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started the podcast, I think
Yep.
right about that time.
Okay.
And here we are
Yep.
getting the
Well,
band back together. We got Spaceman, we got Phantom
yep.
Warlord, Boots
Yep.
Electric. Do you remember Boots Electric from back in the day?
A little bit, yeah. And I remember Spaceman a little bit too. Yeah, so it's cool seeing these old names again and seeing the guy that you used to play with in Minnesota Nice being in there too.
Yeah, Boots. Yeah. Yeah, that's where
It,
he was. And so Boots, who's
yeah,
in the clan, like we were in Minnesota Nice when the first clan I ever joined.
yeah. I thought his name was something else. I just got that mixed up. So that sounds kind of dumb. Yeah.
Well, no, I wonder if he could have been somebody.
No, it was him.
It was
It was him
him.
because yeah, he posted something and I made a joke on it and nobody got my joke. So it's about a guy who spent over $34,000 in the Google Game Store, and I was like, holy shit, that's about how much I spent on Heyday. And I think Tip Dog or somebody else liked it, and that was it.
They probably thought you were serious.
They might have. They don't. The people that are here now, they don't know me. As far as once I get back into the game, if I should say, I get back into it the way I was before. Hopefully, they can support what I do. And if they don't, then I can move on or not do it. So it's just if I decided it's going to be funny, I'm going to go. I saw that you guys were wearing a clan name Wisconsin. I was like, oh Jesus, this is so easy to get into this one.
Yeah.
But all I got to do is go pick a random part of Wisconsin out and out in the middle of nowhere and say, or just I would go and look on a map and look at something I've never heard of before and go in there and just join them.
Go Packers, go! You're in.
Yep.
In like Flint.
Yep. And it was just like, yeah, I could have jumped into this one easy. But yeah, I haven't had the urge to go and do that yet. But
well, and it is kind of like we were talking about earlier, like it is really what are we gonna get a ton out of, you know, for the most part.
And if another thing too is that can you even see, like for some clans they got a phantom block now where you can't even see the war. Like when you
Yeah.
first join, you can't even see what's going on in there.
It was all your fault.
Part of me wonders if other people were doing the same shit I was doing, or if like you say before, that they're listening to you and they're nerfing whatever you like. I'm wondering if they
Yeah.
were listening to the shit I was doing, like, okay, how do we prevent this shit from happening?
In case you didn't
So
notice, I haven't been
yeah,
talking a lot about the troops I love. No, not really, but kind of.
Itachi's
I've
memes might have gotten up there to them, and they're like,
yeah,
oh shit, we need to do something about this.
and we're looking for Itachi as well. We have been trying to hunt him down uh from the old days. We really
Yeah,
miss him. We want to bring him on, and we're gonna title. We might just title one of these episodes "Where Are You, Itachi?" in the hopes that he one day comes and finds us. So Itachi, if you're out there and you're listening,
yep, yeah.
get
I
a hold
tried
of us.
downloading Line to get back in there to get that stuff, and I couldn't. I didn't remember the password. I've moved up 2 iPads since then, so there's like, yeah, there's a zero chance of me getting back into my old account to get to my old stuff because I wanted to see the old stuff I had in there from the past. But that shit's been years because I know I
Yeah,
had them
that's
on
right.
there.
Because we used to organize by line and then group
Yeah,
me and
yeah. I never
then
used the
just
group me stuff.
okay, just online.
Yeah.
Wow, you're like activating my memory. Oh, wild.
Well, honestly, I feel like this episode is more for the older players that are thinking about coming back. And if they see that you did a podcast with me, they're going to think, oh boy, it's going to be a whole bunch of them doing stupid hijinks and other crazy shit. And then they're going to get here and listen to me just mention their names and stuff like that. And um,
Then it's like a spy has come out of hiding. Like
one thing for
I'm watching the old
one,
man and he comes out of hiding and it's like uh then all of a sudden, he's been under everybody's after him,
mhm,
basically.
yeah.
You've just broken your cover after years on the run.
But what can they do to me now? I'm not doing anything.
And
So
you
they
do
can't
have a
do.
Winnebago in your or a RV in your driveway. So
Good luck
there
finding
you
it.
go. Yeah, and that's, and kind of like that stuff with the drama, right? Like back in the
Uh-huh.
old days, like, and that's just what it, like, to me, Twitter and all of that stuff has become is, sorry, I thought I had my
Oh, you're fine.
stuff on. Uh, like to me, like Twitter and uh Instagram and all that stuff, there's just so much to keep up with and kind of put out there. And there's just so much drama that can come from it that
Hmm.
I would rather just have fun and play the game and not promote or put out stuff on those platforms if it means having to deal with that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Because that was the worst
I,
part of the game.
yep. When I retired in 2016 from the Navy, and people know that we used to play with know that my wife got super sick, and it was either go to Norfolk, Virginia, and leave her here by herself with my kids, or retire. And so I chose to retire, and I've been retired since then, and she has gotten better. And the good thing is
That's
that she's
awesome.
gotten better. We got a really good neurologist and fixed the POTS that she had, and POTS that she had, and things have gotten a lot better for us. So back then, what I was getting at is that getting away from at that time, getting away from Clash, getting away from the other games that I was playing, and getting away from the drama from the military stuff as well too. It was a nice break, and getting away from all that stuff. And when you take that break, you don't want to go back to it. And the
Yeah.
thing that I would say to the older players is, um, I don't I don't see any of that drama right now. So it's pretty nice. The one thing that
Yeah.
I find is crazy too is like, okay, I upgraded this barracks. Let me go and upgrade the next barracks. I was like, wait a second, there's not 4 barracks anymore. What the hell?
Yeah, that's
The new
wild,
players
huh?
have no idea that we had to upgrade all 4 barracks and 2 dark elixir barracks just to do the same thing that
Every
one does
time.
now.
Every
And
time.
it would slow down your troop upgrade by 25% for each barracks you had upgrading at the time. So you would have one that could put out, like, say, P.E.K.K.A.s
Yeah.
or whatever. And so, yeah,
I'm going to do my war attack in an hour and a half.
uh-huh.
Let me train my army. So you'd have 2 war attacks during war day, you would be training your armies like half of the day.
Yeah, and there was no buildup of a second army at all. You didn't have that luxury. You had no
Oh
buildup of your
yeah.
spells so that you would have an extra set of spells. So if you waited till the last few minutes to go in there and attack, and to do that stuff, you normally had to gem stuff done. And that's what I used to like to do, just because it was like, okay, I can either have a stress-free attack with nothing, or I can go in there and hit whatever needs that get stars on it at the end. And that's kind of like what I liked doing. So
Yeah. Yeah, and that was me. That's why, I'd be like, dude, 2-star stuff. And I think me and you and Mailman were very similar playing that
yep.
way. And
Well,
then
it
you
was
had
cool
like
at the
the
end of the.
strategy guys that were like working on this thing. And I would try that shit, but I would fail. But I think a
Yeah,
lot of it is practiced. But
I appreciated the guys that went in there and attacked right from the get go, as far as just go in there and wipe out the entire map right from the get go. I thought that was a cool strategy too, and that's one of the things I did with the many face god, because you go in there and you're in a 15 versus 15 war, and you 3-star all their bases. They don't even attack. Like, why even bother?
oh, so you
But
just use intimidation.
yep. The thing that we used to do though was everybody attack like at the last minute or so, and then the war would get dragged on. So
Oh yeah, because it would once the buzzer went.
once your last attack would still go through. I don't know if that still happens or not, but that last attack would still be going. The 3 minutes up to whatever. If you hit the button at the 1 second mark, you just slide your 3 minutes of your attack to get the results back from the war.
There were so
So
many times when it was waiting down to the buzzer and waiting, and you couldn't watch the attacks either.
no, that's yeah.
So you
You
had to
couldn't.
sit back and just wonder what was going on in there.
Yep. Yep. That's clear
How's
as
it
day to me.
going? I wonder how.
It,
1 star.
that was
There's
a
a
lot.
star. There's a
It was
2.
a lot less. There's a lot less stressful back then too, as far as not seeing that damn eyeball on your screen showing the people that
Oh
were watching you.
yeah, I remember. And then it got introduced. Yeah. Wow, this is like really trippy. I completely forgot that you couldn't watch those attacks. But
Well,
really,
think of it.
nowadays, there's no real excuse,
Yeah, I can't think of any other thing in my life where with a game, because I'm a big gamer, but there's no other game that I've gotten into to where I'm still playing the thing this much later afterwards. I'll go back and I'll play some of my old favorites or whatever like that, but they're not still updating and they're not still changing the different things to improve the game. It's just you got what you got from back then, and that's it.
and that's just
And
the game.
yeah, but this thing here, they're still doing. I can't believe there was never a Clash of Clans 2 that they just worked on this thing here. You said back in the beginning they had a 10-year plan, but it's gone past that by far.
And the crazy thing is that you're still able to be upgrading, right? So
Mhm.
like when we're talking about the heroes here, and we're talking about hero grind, we're not talking about like 6 months. We're talking years of
Oh yeah, yeah.
like balancing like hero upgrades. So like I just got my queen to 90, which is maxed out for the town hall level. I never thought
Jeez.
that would ever happen,
Hmm.
especially in the last like 6 months where my heroes were.
Yeah,
But I don't even think it's real
yeah.
because you were always chasing that, like
Hmm.
that hero. And then Boots, like the other day, he's been playing since the beginning. He finally just finished his last upgrade and he says, "Everybody, I did it. I finally maxed my base." And then the next day, the supercharged uh,
Jeez.
things came out, or like 2 days later. So and for me, like coming back in, where I was like when I left, uh, it's not, they've adjusted the game and like stretched it in places and condensed it in places where it's not unrealistic to get caught up to where I
Yeah,
would have been, but I would, if I had been playing the whole time, I'd probably be maxed, at this point,
yeah.
but I'd be right where probably Boots is. So it's like
What was your queen at when you came back in December?
You know what? I'm not even sure anymore. I thought it was like 50 something, but to be honest, I don't remember I don't remember what it was when I left. And I don't think it was very high.
Okay.
So I'm starting to wonder if they did bump up my heroes from where
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah. But um, like I said, when I came back, my heroes were at 50, the queen and the king were both at 50, and my um, warden was at 20. And since coming back, I have not focused on the king at all. He's going to 57 right now. My queen's on her way to 68, and my warden's at 34, or going to 35 right now. So,
And what's your max? Is that 35?
I don't. I think it's higher than that. I don't. I haven't gone back on the Clash Wiki to see what the max is. I just keep him upgrading. That the what's it called, the season pass thing where you get the 30,000, or I'm sorry, the 30 million elixir and 30 million gold at the end, and the however much it is in the dark elixir that you can get the max out on. When you get that at the beginning of the next month, that goes a big way as far as helping you upgrade stuff.
Yeah, I just like today
They had no
and
season pass for us.
Books of heroes.
Yep.
Like if you would have told me about that back then,
Mm-hmm.
wow. I just got basically a free, I mean, with the pass, but because of the bonus, like a free warden, or not warden, but uh what's it called? The spear throwing lady.
Yeah, the royal champion.
Royal champion. There we go.
Yeah, I had you. You
I
guys
told
had
you,
me.
ladies and gentlemen, there's absolutely no advice on this podcast. So.
I was going to be a lot stupider with my stuff or whatever like that, but you guys kept using OP. I had no idea what the hell that stood for. You kept saying RC. I was like, what the hell is RC? I remember the soft drink, but I don't remember the damn. What the hell is RC? And you guys kept using all these different things like that, and it was just.
It's a new language.
It is. It is.
What did you think OP meant?
I had no idea. I was thinking Ocean Pacific because that was like a brand of clothes my mom bought me when I was a kid. I was like, why is everything Ocean Pacific? I was like, it's got to mean something else. And I've played a lot of other online games in the meantime. And I mentioned it to my 14-year-old daughter, and she's like, it's OP done.
She's like,
no,
you don't know what that
is. She says it's overpowered. She just kind
with
of
that
scoffed
tone
at me. Yeah.
With that.
She just kind of scoffed at me with it.
What is wrong with you?
So, and I started telling her that everything was OP and just messing with her. And that's what I was going to do for the podcast here, but it just didn't come to be.
And how did she handle finding out that her father's a famous warlord?
Am I all that famous though? Because nobody even knows who I am. So
that's how you like it. You're famous.
Well, I was sitting there waiting. I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and listen to the old episodes. Oh, cool. He's doing shout outs. There he is. He's calling out Dirty Pirate. He's calling out Ataj. He's calling out, I wonder when he's going to call me out. And I was like, oh, shit. Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I was waiting.
And then I realized because I think you said something in the chat saying, hey, do you want me to call you out or give you a shout out or not? And I said, whatever you want to do. So if you want to hide me being here, you can.
But, oh yeah, that's right. Because when you came in as Massive Hammer.
Yeah.
And nobody recognized the name Massive Hammer. And then I kept dropping, oh, that's the Phantom. And then they put it together. Then you showed up.
Right. And I changed the name over to the Phantom Warlord.
Yeah, I know. So, and as I got the podcast, as we started setting it up and doing things, my plan has been to go back and talk to everybody, like see everyone. Like I said, Boaz, we were gonna do it, and then he's just like, you know what, I might just kind of leave that part behind, and so maybe one day he'll pop back on.
Yeah.
Mailman I was working on, and so there's some things like in the first episodes that I didn't talk about or that I wanted to talk about that will be coming up. I just thought I was going to get to it a lot sooner, but time sure flies, for sure.
Yeah. Back in 2016, 2017, I got introduced to one of the best trolls ever.
Oh,
And I
really?
love being a troll. Yeah. And I was amazed by this guy's work. And anyways, I started playing the Friday the 13th game. And um, I started, as I was watching these videos on the Friday the 13th game on the PlayStation, I strolled upon this guy called the Xbox Criminal. And if you've never seen this guy, all he does is troll people in his videos. He doesn't say a word. He's the Xbox Criminal. He plays on PlayStation. And all he does is annoy the living shit out of people and let them call him every name you can think of in the book. And you never hear
Just
him say you never hear him say a thing, and he just drives people bonkers.
how does he annoy him?
Okay, so if the Friday the 13th game, it was you had 8 people and you had Jason. So one person that's playing is Jason, and the other 8 are the counselors trying to escape. And so he would be a counselor and he would go and start killing the other counselors and not letting Jason get the kills. And I was like, oh, I like this, and I need to start doing this. So, because how I like to play games, I like being the troll that goes and drives people bonkers. And I'm actually in one of his videos, a small, tiny bit of it, helping him kill this kid that I was playing with at the time. But anyways, the stuff that he does, and he goes into these other war games, and
hope you're nowhere in public for people to hear this.
The team killing stuff that he does to just drive people bonkers, and people lose their minds over these video games. And part of me wonders, okay, how much of this shit did I do to people in Clash? I doubt I did anything to the level where they're losing their minds over this stuff here. But
you probably inspired that generation to do this stuff to make them lose their minds.
But for anybody out there, if you've never heard of the Xbox Criminal, go and watch episode 2 of the Friday the 13th thing. The first part is kind of dumb when he starts playing with the guys from it sounds like they're from California, from like the LA area. That shit is funny. If you like the Boys in the Hood type of stuff, he just goes off on them. He'll send text messages to people and get them all spun up, but he won't say nothing, and they will get he gets the people spun completely. And but like I said, the war games things, he'll go and he'll drop the poison spell to kill everybody on this, like 4-man versus 4-man. He'll kill everybody on his team, so the other group doesn't have to do anything.
And that's on Xbox or PC?
No, Xbox Criminal. His name is Xbox Criminal.
Oh,
it's on.
Okay,
you can watch his. You can watch his videos on YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah,
I'm gonna check it out. Well, I've kind of been asking guests, what are you reading, watching, or listening to?
Reading, nothing. I don't really read too much. Every now and then I'll get a book on tape and listen to it that way there. I do my reading off from my iPad. So as far as getting into books, not too much. Movies, nothing has really been all that great to me lately. I get excited about seeing certain movies and then I watch them and it's like, that kind of sucked. My wife and I recently watched Banshee on Max.
I want to watch that.
That show is so fucking good. It stars Homelander in there.
Oh,
and
okay.
speaking of
that's him.
That's him. He's the main guy. Speaking of Homelander, I heard that DP tried out for Homelander's role just so that he could get in there and have the scenes with Elizabeth Shue. That was hearing you in Tip, and you were talking about people's playing music and him listening to the damn Karate Kid stuff. And it's like, wait, Elizabeth Shue was in the Karate Kid. Okay, that makes sense. That's why he's listening to the best around.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had a crush. From Kelly from
Wait, wasn't
Saved by the Bell.
I'm getting that completely. Okay, I messed that one up.
No, you were thinking. No, I think there was a couple, but
okay,
Kelly from Saved by the Bell.
Tiffany Liaison or whatever.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah. So recently, we've been watching. My daughters are now 14 and 16, and we've been watching old comedies with them. And
nice.
We just got done with The Office. We watched Malcolm in the Middle, the Everybody Hates Chris, Modern Family, and my wife just put on Friends for them the other day. So
Awesome.
we've been doing that at nighttime because they've been helping us. They've been homeschooled here now for the past year, and they're helping us with getting everything ready to go and out of here. So we
Parks and
tried to do
Recreation.
something.
It's a good one for that one too.
Yeah, I tried starting that one up. They didn't get into it yet, but I'm going to go back to that one later because
I love
I
Ron
like,
Swanson.
yeah, him, and then the Star-Lord guy. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
because he's funny as hell.
And then of course we have our shared love of The Walking Dead.
I have not watched the new episode yet.
Well,
And I
you
will
didn't
be.
see Daryl die?
Not yet. No, not
Okay.
yet.
Just kidding. That was Phantom Warlord's standard Sunday night message.
If Daryl dies, I'm kicking everybody.
Yep. Or
Yep.
he would say, I can't believe Daryl died every week. And I still do that. I still do that on Monday mornings to people. Oh, did you watch it? No, I still haven't caught up yet. Oh, that's really hard when I just so no spoilers. Book of
Yeah.
Daryl. Awesome. Watch the first episode.
Yeah,
I
you were
would
telling me about the penguin the other day.
the penguin is amazing. Uh Sopranos meets Batman.
Yep.
I mean, I'm really digging it. It felt like a movie. The first
Mm.
episode, second episode came out. And The Old Man, I would recommend.
Okay.
It's on FX and it's like but you can watch on like if you have Disney or on Hulu.
It's Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really, really, really good watch. Now there's some new episodes out too. So
No kidding.
shout outs.
Shout outs. The main one that the people that we used to play with, I've mentioned quite a few of them already. Um, Botox.
Oh,
I missed listening
yeah.
to him go to different clans and talk about how great I was. That was fun to listen to. So yeah, I always thought that was cool. He never said a bad word about me that I heard. I liked hearing the stuff that he was going to other clans and kind of turning me into like a myth almost. So,
And
Sasquatch, I miss you. I hope you come back sometime.
yeah, I think he's still playing. I'm gonna get a hold of him too here pretty soon.
And I play Mailman. He and I were playing on PlayStation and PlayStation Live back in 2017 together. So,
And
I
Mailman coming
haven't
out
talked to
too.
him. I haven't talked to him in a while. I don't think Benji liked me too much, but it'd be cool to see him back again.
I think he always liked you. We met him together.
No, you met him with Mailman. Yeah, I never met
Or
him.
not Mailman. Or I mean, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
and I, that was like the first time you met Boaz is when you met Mailman and I also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was in there for orders going to that the reserve center there and what's it called in Minneapolis or what, I don't remember the name of the actual reserve center there, but yeah, I was there for the senior listed leader meeting that we had there at COs and senior listed meeting. So
Wow. It's
yep,
like all this stuff is coming back to me. Like it's kind of been a mind rocker.
yep,
Like, you hear one name like Botox,
and
and Cerberus and everybody. It's just like, yeah. I think that's what's cool about the game too. And maybe why it's like coming back. You kind of you've people throughout a lot of the years, and it's been good at keeping that social aspect.
yep,
And they're
it
actually
has
making
been.
it better. This chat stuff is a lot easier to organize for sure.
Yeah.
So
I like the way the chat has gone too. A couple of shout outs for you guys where you messed up. Ronda Rousey was not in the Black Widow. It was Florence Pugh when you guys were doing your things for the movies. You guys were bringing up the what's it called Ronda Rousey was in Black Widow, but you got the actress wrong. And the other one is like I was almost yelling at my phone when you guys were trying to do the damn Contra code with the up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. and you guys were butchering it.
Yeah.
That one drove me
What is it
crazy.
now?
Up, up, down, down, left, right. BA, select, start.
And if you say that, hey Alexa, and
If
you
you
say
put
that,
that in,
she'll say command self-destruct mode initiated. And it'll go root, root. Look it up.
yeah.
It
The other
works.
thing, the
Yeah, I
main
had no
shout out
idea
I
about the
wanted.
Ronda Rousey. That I'm
Oh
an
yeah,
idiot.
when you guys were doing the different people and you guys kept naming Marvel actors and you guys kept going through other ones. It's like, yeah, they're in Marvel too. You're just not remembering them. They had a small part. I didn't write those ones down,
Oh
but the
no, I'm gonna have to go back. I'll edit it. No, I'm just kidding.
hey, don't edit it, leave it there. The main shout out I wanted to do was to Tip Dog because he has coached you and guided you through this to where you're becoming awesome, and I just look at it and say, my God, how good would you have been had he been your co-host from way before? So yeah, the way he's gotten you to go through and upgrade things and to focus on. When I came back, I started try doing the Lethal Weapon Queen Walk thing, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and it doesn't work. But he was talking to you about doing the thing with the
The
warden,
warden.
and holy shit, it works. And
Yeah.
it's like
Kind of
him
like
guiding you and teaching you has been awesome.
with the yeah, I'll echo that shout out because it is really amazing. Okay, and I'm not like not trying to brag or anything, but who I was as an attacker when I came back to the game, or even when I just first started warring from the old days, I am a much better
Oh yeah,
attacker. And it is wild to think about that I was warring for all those years and didn't improve that much,
yeah,
like in all that time. And so when I started doing well in the game, uh, and I'm doing pretty well with my war attacks and everything, um, it's it is wild to me because I never thought that I could be at that level where I'm being really consistent and looking like I know what I'm doing.
hmm
Little just blind panic and Little
it's still the
John
same.
blaring, turned down for what?
Yep.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So I'll shout out Tip Dog too. He'll be back either next week, the week after, I think. Um, and shout outs for me this week. We are doing CWL. It's a lot of moving around, and I think one of these episodes I want to talk about leadership and CWL, and I want to go out and talk to other people. But I think this is a good spot as any just to say to the House of L, as you start to break and think about clans and like sister clans and everything, we're kind of breaking down for CWL. Last time we did a 30, we're going to do a 15 because the war matchup was just a nightmare. But it was fun, but it was really just boom boom. And so we separated into a couple different clans, and I just want to say I appreciate everybody who, when they sign up, go to
hmm
the clan that they want. It just shows that you're part of L. And
Yep.
I think sometimes like if you're a lower town hall, you can kind of worry, hey, is this spot going to be back? That's seniority is seniority, and what
Yep.
I'm doing this time with CWL um, is trying to just have as many single main accounts in House of L as possible. But we have
Yeah.
one. So if somebody misses an attack, they don't miss two or three. And just trying
Yeah.
to get everybody in the lineup playing and making sure everybody in the other places is active. That there's enough people so it's not waiting hours for a request and stuff like that too. So just shout out to everybody for participating and leveling up L2 a little bit with some minis because the um, league is way down there. And
That's probably where I need to go for my whenever I join the clan league, of course, because I'm going
it's
to
over there.
suck.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I mean, like 13s are going to be up against, like last time 13s were up against 16s, and they
oh,
were
geez,
pulling it out, like they were showing up and doing some work. But it was rough, right?
Mm,
Because then then it's adjusting more, and so I think we'll just be more evenly matched. I would prefer it if we just put everybody in and let it just kind of roll the way it rolled. But it would be a couple miserable CWLs, and then we'd have to go back up. So
yeah.
I think we'll
No,
progress as our clan
I'd
gets
I'd
there.
want to go where it's absolutely the easiest.
Yeah, L2 is going to
Fuck
be
hard mode, but
uh,
I want to go with easy mode.
GC's BC said that that over in L2 that league was like town hall level um bases. So like the
Mm,
CWL wars, it doesn't work like the regular war where it
right,
matches, who like town halls. It's just you're in that league. So
right.
if we put all 13s, it's going to be all 16s, and regardless of what we do. But
Yeah,
I wish it was the other way. I do wish it was the other way. So, well, thank you for being here,
you know.
Mr. Warlord. One of the best things about Clash is being able to put those types of friends' names in your in your contact list. The Phantom Warlord, Sasquatch, Mailman. Uh, thank you
It,
for being here. Get a hold of us at clashofclanspodcast@gmail.com. Uh, clashofclanspodcast.com. You can call or text 320-216-2073. That's 320-216-2073. Next time we will be dialing into the new October season Spookyville thing, which I'm really kind of excited about just from what I've seen. I don't know how excited you are, but
I haven't bought the pass yet. Haven't actually looked at it yet. So
oh,
I will be getting the pass. But
and if you do go through the store online, because then you get extra
yeah,
rewards.
I heard you saying that, and that is actually a thing that I used to use on the I was playing the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, and when they
Oh,
started doing that stuff on the store, I got really good at that one too. But it just kind of it got dumb to me. Um, that, but going to their actual website and buying the stuff that way, there you've got so much more of a value from the things that you were trying to get.
and you get these bonus things. I try to remember, but sometimes I panic and
Mm-hmm.
do that. But well, until next time, keep it clashy, everybody.
You'd be glashing.
Skilly beep boop, skilly beep.